What's the haps, everybody? That's new hip lingo for what's happening or what's going on, in case you didn't know. I am your host, Fluff. Welcome to another FAQ Monday. Today we're going to answer some very, very important questions that are going to help bring the world together in a forum somewhere. There's probably going to be arguments there too. And then facts is going to be brought up, and then it's... Yeah, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't answer questions. I don't want to contribute to that. Just kidding. First question. Hey, Fluff. I was wondering, do you have any tips for making band rehearsals more effective / efficient? All the best. Actually, yes. Yes, I do. With my band, Rest Repose, we can only practice really for a few hours on the weekends, mainly Sundays. And if you're only able to practice for a brief time once a week, for example, the best thing I have found to do is record yourselves practicing. What me and Jared Dines did, he's the drummer, I tracked him playing drums, I played along, we basically jammed, just me and him, guitar and a drum set. I tracked him on drums, came back here, and then tracked the rest of the song, just scratch tracks, just kind of rough tracks, and I gave them to each band member so all of us could jam at home on our own time and kind of mentally go through the material. That way, when you show up to the next rehearsal, everyone's practiced and you can just spend a brief amount of time going through the set and then working on new tunes for the rest of that practice. I found that to speed us light years ahead of where we would normally if we were just learning the tunes and practicing when we had time to get together with everybody in a room. That would be my biggest tip. Other than that, it's just practice, and get a whiteboard and really lay out the song structure and learn it from there. That way no one has any kind of weird variations or anything like that of the songs, and you will be just fine. You're welcome. Did you see Eastwood Guitars are making an RD copy? What you think? Oh man, yes, I saw it. I was tagged a gazillion times when Eastwood Guitars recently announced that they had funded a Kickstarter campaign to make what is basically an exact copy of a Gibson RD, and it's gonna be, dirt cheap and, that kind of stuff, which is cool. Eastwood Guitars are kind of, they're not super primo guitars. They give a licensing fee to the company that they're copying from, and then they make that guitar. They did the same thing with the Mosrite Johnny Ramone guitar, and I think they did something with like a Jack White style airline guitar at some point. Now they're gonna be doing the RD, which is cool, and you guys can buy that if you want, but I would wait until, I don't know, maybe January or February timeframe, because I may or may not be working on something with a guitar company that might be able to compete with that in a big way. And it may be a lot better than that, but you didn't hear that here. That's just between me and you though, because we don't want this getting out that possibly have a signature model in the way. Yeah. Thoughts on the TC Sentry noise gate? Thanks, man. Yes, if you follow me on Instagram or the Twitters or the Facebooks, you will know that I got the new Sentry noise gate from TC Electronic pretty early, several weeks early in fact, and I didn't know it wasn't out yet, so I Instagrammed it, was like, oh my god, this is the best noise gate ever, which I genuinely, we'll get to that in a second. So I Instagram it, send it out, and then the guy at TC Electronic was like, yeah, I totally forgot to tell you that's not out yet, and no one has seen it. Could you please maybe take that down? I was like, oh, crap, sorry. My bad. But yes, TC Sentry noise gate has the bells and whistles of the MXR noise gate, but the transparency of the ISP all in one, and I love, and here's what makes this one a game changer. You can gate a frequency range. If you hook it up to your computer and use the tone print software, you can just dial in a range. So for example, if you have a Strat single coil 60 cycle hum, you can gate just the 60 cycle hum. Game over. Game over. You're done. All other noise gates, go home, because TC Electronic just wrecked you. And I am not an endorser. I am not endorsed by TC Electronic. I just love their stuff. Yeah, I've bought in so many TC Electronic stuff. It's kind of ridiculous at this point. But yes, if you're in the market for a noise gate, TC Electronic Sentry noise gate is just incredible bang for the buck. It's like 125 bucks. I mean, seriously, go get it. Get several of them. I might get a second one because I have one on my pedal board now for playing out live, and I kind of want one for in the studio. So yeah, I'll probably go get a second one, but definitely check that guy out. This week, my suggestion is for you to check out DistroKid. For all you musicians looking to get your music out there and easily on iTunes, blah, 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 don't go to CD Baby, don't go to TuneCore, go to DistroKid. I've used it for, a year and a half, 2 years almost, and I've been putting out all my music through DistroKid, and the cool thing about DistroKid is they charge you a flat fee of $20 a year, and you can put out as much music as you'd like. They don't take any part of it at all. Obviously, iTunes takes 30% of anything from everybody, but everything remaining goes to you in your pocket, and they don't charge you anything more than that. There's no hidden fees, there's no percentages, there's nothing like that. $20, as much as you want. Now, there's obviously different plans where, if you want to add your own record label name or put out multiple artists or things like that, there's other bells and whistles, but for the base plan, it's $20. And you can get yourself on iTunes, Spotify, all of those services, every single one you can think of, Google Play Store, everything, $20 a year. It's amazing. If you use the link down below in the description, you're also helping me out because I get a little bit of money from them if you use it. It's kind of like the bro program kind of a thing. But for all you studio musicians and musicians alike, I highly recommend DistroKid. It's super simple and effective. You have been wonderful. I have been Fluff. I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Check, check, 1, 2, check, check. You know why today's coffee is special? Because it has a fork in it. It's a very special fork. That's flavor, flakes of metal coming into my coffee and making my beard strong.